Well, hello there and welcome back to the channel. It's going to be a bit of a short one this week. We've took a bit of a drive out to this Dutch barn. Again, we're still in Dorset and it's a beautiful location, a location I've always wanted to come to. Just so simple. The barn with its lovely shape to it, the rolling hills, the separation that you can get with the top of the hill here. And yeah, it just really works quite nicely. And with the crops that we've got as well at the moment, we've got a lovely lime green colour to them. So basically, yeah, we've took a walk up this road. A bit sketchy to say the least. The speed people have bombed down this road. You've got to be really careful. And we've come into the farmer's field, but we've been very careful because I don't think it's open access land. So we've been very careful just to come to the edge of the field and make sure we don't tread on any of the farmer's crops. Taken a few shots already, and the light is constantly changing. You can probably see above me. Got some clouds here with some little breaks in them, and every now and then we get this lovely pocket of light that comes along and just lights up the grass, the crops here, and lights up the barn. So I'm just taking various different shots, and as the light changes, I'll just keep reshooting. Taking a few shots, as I say, some at sort of 70mm, some at sort of a wider focal length, and then I've put my super telephoto lens on as well to really just hone in on that barn itself. So yeah, what else can I say? It's really nice with the conditions we've got. It's perfect for midday shooting. I mean, it's coming up to 11 o'clock now, and I think you can shoot this pretty much all day. So definitely one to check out if you're down this way. As a location, I probably wouldn't come here for sunrise because the sun's going to rise sort of over that way. So the barn itself is going to be completely sort of in shadow. So it might be better sort of, as I say, midday or towards sunset where you've got light over that way, flooding over and hitting the barn over this side. We was a bit concerned when we drove here that the crops would be completely harvested, but doesn't appear to be the case, which is a welcome relief. For the first composition, I had the 70mm lens on, had it in portrait orientation, and placed the barn on pretty much the bottom left-hand corner of the image. And you've got these tracks in the crops that the tractors are created, leading straight in towards the barn, and basically just having a big vast part of the sky in the frame. It's giving that sense of solitude within the image. And what I have also done is I've used a polarizer on all of these images just to really bring out the detail in those clouds and bring out the greens as well in these crops. It's working out to be quite nice. So let me put that shot on screen for you now. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, I'll frame up something else. Right, okay, so the second shot I've taken, again, is using the 70mm lens, but I've gone back into horizontal orientation. Again, putting that barn on the left-hand third, it really works there, because if you put it on the bottom right-hand third, you start to include all these sort of bushes and it looks a bit unsightly. But place the barn left-hand third, and as the clouds have rolled through and the lights roll through, just taking loads and loads of exposures just to try and get one that kind of sits nicely. So what I've actually done, the one I've got, is I've got this sort of shadow on the crops at the bottom of the frame. The barn itself and the hill in the background are lit up beautifully, and then you've got the clouds there as well. Again, using the polarizer to really bring out the detail in that sky. Really quite nice. There is going to have to be some cleanup that I'm going to have to do in post, where the tractor's been along and it's created some lines in places that I don't really want to see lines, so I'll clean those up and just make it all about the barn, the single leading line to it, and the sky itself. Really quite nice. Let me put that on screen for you now. Okay, so I've put my super telephoto lens back on now, and I'm at 134mm and I was shooting in portrait orientation, and I placed again the barn pretty much on the bottom left hand third, but it's giving a much more detailed view of the barn itself. Still placing, as I say, the barn really on the bottom left and having a big expanse of the sky, again giving that feeling of solitude within the image that I think really works quite nicely. 1/100th of a second, so no issues there. Shooting at f8 gets everything in focus, bar a few of these crops at the front, which doesn't really bother me at all. And again, just waiting for that light to come through. As it comes through, reshooting. In fact, I'll shoot it now because it's really quite nice at the moment. With that light there, you can probably just make it out on the camera. You've got that green band going across the bottom and the darkness of the hill behind. Now I'm going to keep the Super Telephoto lens on, but this time I'm going to go for more of a landscape orientation. Again, barn, bottom left hand third, big part of the sky in the frame, using the polarizer to make sure there's detail in the sky. And it's as simple as that. That's the shot. As I say, this is going to be a really short vlog, but I should get some really nice images from it. There's not really much to learn from here. It's really, really basic, simple composition that really writes itself. Again, I'm going to have to do some tidying up in post to move some kind of unsightly little lines in the crops, but it's a really nice, simple image. I'll again put this on screen for you. Okay, so I have taken one last image, and it's a little bit different to the ones I've been taking already. Basically, I did it handheld, got right down to the ground with my long lens on, about 135mm, let's say handheld, just blurring out these crops. And it looks really, really quite nice because the crops themselves are in shade, but the actual crops around the barn and the actual barn itself was lit up beautifully with the most beautiful golden light. And obviously you've got quite a lot of detail in these clouds as well, which I'm really going to try and bring out some of the mood of in post. So yeah, really, really quite happy with that. I'll pop it on screen for you now, but I think we're done for this location. I've really, really enjoyed it. Nice, quick, short afternoon trip out to this Dutch barn, and I hope you've enjoyed the images. If you are down this way, definitely do check it out. You can get some really nice images, especially if you get good conditions. And I think the conditions we've got here actually work out really quite nicely. Really nice, simple, basic compositions, but with the right light, really quite impactful. So what I think we're going to do now is I think we're going to have a bit of a drive around the area, because it's a good 3 to 3.5 hours away from our homes. We don't come this way very often, just to go and check out some sort of local spots, if you like. If we find anything decent on our travels, we'll stop and yeah, have a chat about some of the potential compositions. But for this particular location, I think we're done. So yeah, I'll see you at the next location. So we've taken about a 10-15 minute drive from the Dutch barn, and we've come to a place called Moor Crickhow. I'm probably pronouncing that badly. Let me know in the comments if I am. So it's a beautiful place. It's a place I've wanted to come to for such a long time. And you've got this beautiful row of trees here. I think they're beech trees, and they've just got the most wonderful shape to them, and just where they line this road. It's just beautiful, and we're getting some quite nice little patches of soft light at the minute. It's a bit harsh at the minute, but every now and then a cloud passes and it just softens it ever so slightly. I think there are various different compositions you can get here. I've opted to start off with an image which is off-centre from the actual road itself. So I've got basically the road coming in from the bottom right-hand third, sweeping through sort of the top left-hand third. It's really quite nice. Been very, very careful with the placement of the trees here. Just making sure they're not intersecting with each other too much. It's not completely possible, but I've just moved around ever so slightly. Certainly the main foreground trees, there's no sort of crossing over of trees, if you like. There is in the background there, but there's not a lot I can do about that. I'm shooting at bang on 100mm. As I say, really carefully positioning myself with the road coming through, and it's really, really quite nice. By being at the sort of longer focal length, I'm able to sort of minimise any sky in the frame as well. There are a couple of little patches on the sort of top right hand side that I might need to fill in a little bit with a clone stamp or generative fill. I'll have to have a look in post. But really, really very happy with this. So let me pop this one on screen. And what I'll probably do now is I'll head more towards the road and try and get some more classic shots of this road leading through these trees here. But it's a great, easy access location. Definitely one to check out if you're in this area. Wow, I'd love to come back here in autumn and I'd love to come back here with fog because I think it would be spectacular. Anyway, here's the shot. Okay, so I framed up another image here at 200mm this time, and I've placed most of the interest in these trees on the right hand side, which you've got this beautiful side light coming in at the moment, just kissing the side of them. And I'm placing, there's a road sign there, quite an old looking road sign, pretty much on the right hand third. It really does tell a story of the area. And on the left hand side of the frame, I've got the trees in frame, but they're only kind of just in frame, just giving you a sense of place within this scene itself. But it looks absolutely stunning on the back of the camera. I have upped the ISO to 640 because we have got quite a bit of a breeze at the moment, so I'm trying to freeze those leaves a bit. As I say, 200mm, 1/60th of a second. I'm shooting at f/16 to try and get as much as I can in focus, but at 200mm it's not completely possible. But having said that, the bits that are important to me in this photo are in focus, and I think it looks really nice on the back of the camera. So I'm going to pop this one on screen, but I absolutely love this. This looks beautiful. I just hope it edits as well as it looks on the back of the camera. Sticking to a similar theme as the last shot, I've actually now gone up to just shy of 300mm. Again, putting a lot of focus on that really old road sign and putting all the focus on those trees on the right hand side of the road. I've actually cut the ones on the left out completely this time. Really quite nice. Again, similar settings, f/16, 1/60th of a second, ISO 640, just to freeze those leaves. The greens in the grass and the greens in the field beyond and the greens in the trees look absolutely beautiful. There's just loads of really rich, vibrant greens to it at the moment. I really like this. Let me pop this on screen for you now. Alright, so I've just been playing dodge the bike and dodge the car. Got in the middle of the road and taken some real quite long telephoto shots between 200 to 300mm, right up the centre there, making a lot of focus on that road sign that I was photographing over there earlier. Yeah, I think they should turn out quite nice. Probably not as nice as some of the ones I've got over here, to be honest with you. But what I'm doing now is I'm taking a very similar composition to what I took earlier, where I've come off the centre of the road now, and putting a lot of emphasis on these trees on the right hand side, which again, I've got some lovely side light coming onto them. And again, I've got the road sign pretty much on the right hand third. But there's been some lovely old motorbikes coming through. Real old, I think Colin was saying BMWs. I know nothing about bikes. If I can get one of them coming through in the frame and get him pretty much on the bottom left hand third, I think this should look absolutely stunning with these row of trees and the bike there. If he's got his lights on as well, I think it could look spectacular. So I'm gonna stick on this shot now and wait and see what comes through. Maybe a nice colourful car, maybe a nice bike, I don't know, but probably worth just waiting it out and see what we can get. Right, okay, so didn't get any cars come through that I wanted to come through, so we thought we'd utilise Steve's van. So yeah, got him to drive up the other end there and drive down, and basically, while I was flying the drone taking some shots, Colin pressed the shutter for both myself and Steve to get a photo of his van, bottom left hand third pretty much, and obviously the avenue of the trees there. It looks really quite nice on the back of the camera. So yeah, I'll pop that on screen for you now. But I think we're done for this location for now. I am 100% returning here in autumn when it's hopefully foggy, because that will be spectacular. Anyway, hope you've really enjoyed this. If you have, please consider hitting the like button, and if you've really enjoyed it, it'd be help if you subscribe to the channel. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please put them below. I love reading and responding to them. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you soon.